Welcome to Season 5 of My Wife the Dietitian, a fun, evidence-based weekly podcast about nutrition and healthy living. On today's show, we're discussing how you eat. Are you a fast eater or a slow eater? There's a big difference when it comes to your health. Stay tuned to find out all the details. Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. Welcome to My Wife the Dietitian. Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Rob.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. I've been reading some Irish proverbs, and the one that I just read, a good laugh and a long sleep are the best cures in the doctor's book.
Oh, you should be good to go then.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I got a question. We got a question from a listener.
Ah, again.
Yeah. Another one.
Keeping us busy.
That it's not about them, but about their husband.
Oh, the wife looking after the husband.
I think a lot of our listeners are women and probably have spouses. A lot of them do. Not everyone, I'm sure. But yeah, I'll read the question.
Sounds good.
Okay. Unless you have anything else to say.
Oh, I have lots to say.
Okay. Well, I kind of gave you a heads up about the topic, so I'm sure there's lots of information that you can add to.
Well, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see how chatty I am today.
All right. The listener asks, my husband has diabetes, high blood pressure, and travels a lot for work.
Oh, man.
I think he eats too fast at meals, and I wanted to know, what are the health risks of eating too fast?
Is it related, just off the top of my head, are those other issues that he has related to eating too fast?
Yeah, those are like top on the health risks.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking eating too fast doesn't sound like the worst issue he's dealing with. But if it's related, then for sure.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So many people, it's kind of our North American society. And just the pace of living, and people eating at their desk and dashboard dining, going through a drive-through to eat. And just like, I think we did one on Bloat, Beat the Bloat, episode 198. And we talked all about how when you eat fast, you end up swallowing air, right? A lot of times too, when you eat fast, you don't actually chew adequately.
Yeah, you're just kind of trying to get it done so you can get on to whatever's waiting.
I know, exactly. And because we're so overscheduled, and especially like if he's traveling a lot, then that contributes to that too.
For sure. Eating on the run all day, probably.
Yeah, all week Yeah. So definitely, I mean, if we don't chew adequately, or, with each bite, then you're swallowing big chunks of food and it can't break down properly. And so that actually can cause heartburn, and it can cause ulcers, and it can cause, a need for antacids, and then like PPIs, which we talked to Dean Elby, asked the pharmacist about the proton pump inhibitors and how that reduces stomach acid. But then you shouldn't be on them long term, because then you can get deficiency of vitamin B12. And like, there's just all these like ripple effects.
Yeah, the ripple effects for sure.
Yeah. And the root cause is eating too fast.
Who knew?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's so interesting, eh?
Wow.
So what are the health risks? So the issues that he's dealing with are maybe partly a result of eating too fast a lot of his life.
Okay, yeah.
Possibly. Because the health risks of eating too fast are increased weight and obesity. Fast eaters are up to 115% more likely to be overweight or obese. as they
Really?
consume more calories before realizing they're full.
Right. That makes sense.
Because remember, how long does it take the signal from the stomach to reach the brain? That
Um,
like I'm satisfied. I'm okay.
yeah, I don't remember.
20 minutes.
20. Oh, okay. That's not very long.
It is, well, you know
It's
what?
longer than it takes to eat, though.
A lot of people, and that's what people say, like how it, like what is too fast? Like how do we know it's too fast?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a regular sized dinner meal and you're done before 20 to 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
it's likely that you're eating too fast.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
It should take you 20 minutes to clear your plate.
Or to, it's everyone's different, but if you're realizing that you're like, rushing through a meal and not adequately chewing,
Mm-hmm.
and you're taking big bites and you're kind of like speeding through like the meal, as we talked about on Beat the Bloat, when, the sips, the gulps, the you're chewing really fast and then swallowing because you got to get to the next thing,
Mm-hmm.
that can be so detrimental. And a lot of it is the distraction of like having your phone, looking at your phone while you're eating or answering emails. Maybe there's so many people that eat at their desk
Tons. Yeah.
for their lunch or whatever. And so again, that would be, distracted eating. We've talked about mindful eating, I think, in an episode at some point.
Lots. Yeah.
Yeah. And we did actually, did I mention we did one on chewing, like episode 15? It was way back at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Chew your way to good health.
Yeah.
And we talked all about the importance of chewing enough, breaking down the food so that you can actually get the nutrition. And it actually, with that signal from the stomach to the brain, it signals that you're full. So if you slow down while you're eating, then you're not going to consume as many calories.
True. Yeah, that's true. So people maybe who are looking at losing weight, just slow down when you're eating. It's an easy approach.
Well, and there's this, I saw this in, you remember the Looney Spoons cookbook?
Oh, yeah.
We've referenced that before. I know it's a few years old, but there's a comment. It's so interesting. Eat to the beat. According to researchers at Johns Hopkins University, music affects how fast we eat. The average diner eats 5 mouthfuls a minute when listening to lively music. So staccato, upbeat music.
Mm-hmm.
4 mouthfuls a minute when eating without music. And 3 mouthfuls a minute while listening to a slow melody.
Huh.
So listening to slow tunes means it'll take longer to finish your meal and you'll likely eat less because it takes 20 minutes for your stomach to tell your brain that it's had enough.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, isn't that so interesting?
Huh. That makes sense, though. I mean, it's your body kind of reacts to the environment, right? Whether you're aware of it or not. But that's interesting that they've kind of done a study on that and shown that.
I know. And the participants didn't realize they were being timed, like their mouthfuls.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so interesting. And this is actually, I work in long-term care homes,
Mm-hmm.
and the dining room environment
Mm-hmm.
is really important in terms of the satisfaction of people's eating experience.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we don't put the TV like Fox News or,
Yeah.
or any kind of news,
Yeah.
right? Like in the dining room, because that can be distracting. It can be, increase your rate of eating.
Mm-hmm.
And it also can cause stress
Oh,
while
for
you're
sure.
eating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially those crazy news channels. It's just one like alarming thing after another. So
Yeah, exactly.
not
Exactly.
good mealtime entertainment.
No, that's right. They actually said after the study that music can be a prescription to improve health and manage conditions like Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's to enhance the well-being while someone's eating their meal.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Because if it's a slow melody, they will eat kind of in a more relaxed pace.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is it'll help with their digestion and improving the nutrient absorption of their meals when they're chewing more slowly and, taking some time to eat.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a good thing. Another indicator that if you think that you eat too fast, I mentioned like eating a regular size meal less than 20 minutes.
Right.
And also another indicator would be that you realize that you are swallowing big chunks of food, because that means probably there's excessive speed when you're eating, right?
Yeah. You're
Gulping down the food,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And we did an episode actually, Do You Eat Standing Up? Episode 144. And that's kind of similar theme, because you don't have enough time to actually sit to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's that sort of rushed meal.
Right. It's kind of like, and it's so interesting because so many people are trying to lose weight. So many people love eating. They love their food. They love the taste. They love everything about food,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to lose weight. But when they're actually having a meal, they rush through it and they're not mindful or appreciative of it, or actually like take the time to savor the flavors and savor the food and actually like really be present with the meal. And there's so many ripple effects. We're just in this really high-paced environment in our North American society. We did an episode with Liz Weiss about
the
blue zones.
Blue zones,
You
yes.
got it. Episode 117. We'll link that in the show notes. But just thinking of the areas in the world, the blue zones, where people live longer in better quality of life, like a good quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it is eating together
Mm-hmm.
and, taking time to eat. So I know, like, if you think of going to Paris and having a lunch, it's like a 2-hour event, right? They actually take time, and it's
part of the culture.
It's part of the culture.
Yeah, a lot of European countries are like that. They honor eating and food, and
Yeah. And it's more relaxing, right? To have that long time to have a meal.
it's expected almost.
Yeah. And actually shows that you get better digestion when you take time to eat, like you slow down. It helps with reducing stress and reducing the cortisol. So, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also can help with weight management, and because it prevents you from overeating.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I wonder how many people have thought of that.
Well, it's interesting because, there was a study, like parent, like child, and it's about the intergenerational transmission of eating behaviors.
Oh, that's a big title.
I know, but that's kind of more the theme. That's not the title.
Sounds very scholarly.
But you know what? It's so interesting because the data suggests that children begin to assimilate and mimic their parents. So at a meal, the same-sex child will imitate their parent. So the daughter will watch the mom and eat at the same pace as mom, and the son will eat the same pace as dad. Isn't that so interesting?
That's not the case in our family, though.
Oh, really?
Because I'm a slow eater, and our son is like, I've never seen anyone eat so fast.
Oh,
but
right.
he's not finished eeting. He's just finished eating his plate, and then he starts looking at everyone else's. Oh, now you're going to eat that?
Right.
You want some help with that? Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can totally see that would be the case, though, with that study you were just saying. It makes sense. I mean, that's what kids do. That's where they learn, right?
Yeah.
Is they watch their parents.
Exactly.
So that's dangerous if you're a fast eater and you're inadvertently teaching your children to be the same way. Then,
or you don't even realize that they're watching, right? But kids they're like sponges. They're watching us more than they are listening to us.
Totally.
Yeah. But there was also the National Institute of Health said that fast eating children is significantly associated with higher BMI, higher waist circumference, and higher risk of overweight. And it goes on to say that mothers of fast eating children often have higher BMIs themselves. And it could stem from competition for food. So if you think back to the, family of origin and, growing up around a table where there's a lot of people and you're trying to fight for the food. So, you try to grab more food, more, another portion. It could also stem from distraction. So distracted eating, and you just end up eating faster and more. And it also, they say it can stem from being firstborn. With the sibling competition, the firstborn tends to consume more than they need.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then it's like a habit formation. So meaning that kids are learning these habits for a lifetime. And so if they're watching their parent, eat rapidly, then they could start to pick up those habits, and that's how they will be.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so interesting, eh? It's amazing, just how the spin-off effects of our hurried, overscheduled, high-paced lifestyle we are all living in, eh?
Yeah, and it's just kind of arrived. I think like social media when it started, like 2008 or something like that, when Facebook started and everything else, it gave us this constant feed of entertainment and it's always changing, right? Like the formats are always changing to sort of keep up and stay ahead of people so we don't get bored, I guess, or I don't know why they changed them, but it's like this crazy trap and everyone's in it. You go to an airport or something where there's a whole bunch of people and everyone's just staring at their phones and they're just scrolling mindlessly. Do you know what I mean? Like nobody does work on their phone. The phones are, maybe some people, the phones are typically for their entertainment value, and yeah, you got your food in one hand, your phone in the other hand, and you're just like, you don't even realize the food's going in. But yeah, that whole social media thing has really transformed just how we live, really.
Yeah.
Like
it's not only social media. It's just, the devices.
Yeah, devices. But I'm just saying like what we do on our devices is a lot of social media now that wasn't here 15 years ago. So, I think technology was supposed to like make our lives more easy and, get things done for us. But it's actually, I think it almost has done the opposite. Well, it's done that, but it's allowed us to have more time, but then we fill that time with new stuff.
Right.
So we're still just as busy. We're actually more busy than we used to be because we're able to accomplish way more stuff.
Right.
And then the expectations are leveled up to that now. And so that's the new norm, right? So yeah, it's crazy. But like you said, the ripple effects and eating being one of them, where nobody thinks that, oh, I'm eating faster than I used to, or I'm eating fast at all. And this is why, because I'm distracted or I'm rushed or whatever. We don't think of that.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's pretty interesting. And I think, a lot of conversations or themes you see on social media about like the SAD diet, the SAD diet or standard American diet.
Right.
That's part of it, like the food. But the other part is the pace of our life and the pace of eating. You know what I mean? So the standard American diet isn't just about the overly highly processed foods. I mean, that's part of it, like the fast foods, the drive-through, all that, but also our environment of how fast we're eating.
It's all related though.
Yeah.
I mean, like we have fast food because we're in a rush.
Right. It's called fast food.
We have all these processed, ready to go foods because we're in a rush. We just want to grab something and go, right?
Yeah.
And they probably don't have that in like some little town in Italy or in Europe, like everyone stops, they make their lunch, they enjoy it for an hour or whatever. And
Do you remember that everything was closed like midday and they didn't open again till, dinner time
yeah,
because they have a siesta and they all go home and have their meal with their family.
yeah, there was no Burger Kings or anything like that, like
Yeah.
everyone's just making food from scratch and then doing it the old school way because that's just how their culture is there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I know like with this whole, everyone's getting on board of the GLP-1 antagonists and the Ozempic type medications and to try to reduce the food noise in our brain and to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope people also look at other factors in their life, including how quickly they're eating, if they're savoring their meals, if they're mindfully eating, because these are all part of it.
Exactly. I mean, I think it's really good for people to just step back every once in a while and look at the big picture, look at your life and how you're spending your time, where your energy's going, what your day looks like, and just sort of evaluate if that's working for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you super stressed? Are you not sleeping well? Are you like burning out? Like usually if you take a close look at your life, you'll pretty quickly realize that it's like, yeah, maybe I'm working too much. I'm running around too much. I'm spending too much time on something. And, if you make a few tweaks in your life, slow it down a little bit, you'll have some positive outcomes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. Actually, I was thinking when you were talking about the James Clear book, Atomic Habits, and some of the principles he looks at. And I think we did an episode on that at some point. I think it was early in the new year when like setting kind of SMART goals for the year and looking at your daily habits, because your habits dictate your future self, like the health of your future self. So the things you're doing now are shaping how your health will be in the future. And part of that is how we eat. So it is like, it's really important to slow down and be more mindful and actually ask yourself, am I hungry? Or is this like emotional? Like, is it, I have a craving because I'm bored, or, all those things you ask yourself. Like we have that fridge magnet. It says, is this heart hunger, stomach hunger, or mouth hunger? Because a lot of times if you're reaching for something, you might not actually be physically hungry, but it's a good way to kind of identify, is it appetite or hunger? And that was Nutrition Nuggets 82. We talked about that. And then we did the hunger scale, episode 119. Because the thing is, like, if you're eating quickly through a meal, you might have cravings in a couple hours because your brain didn't realize you ate because you eat so quickly. And also being like feeling uncomfortably full after eating, it might be that you've eaten too fast and you have bloating because you've swallowed a lot of air. You didn't actually chew those chunks of food down adequately. So there's all these ripple effects. And then, we end up eating more and you consume more calories, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So the question, what are the health risks of eating too fast? So hopefully we kind of help to address that. We did a few episodes about family meal times and the importance of eating together. I think that is a really good place to start if people have kids and they're trying to get more time together. So like having a basket where everybody puts their device. So it's like minimize the distractions.
Like some strategies for getting through the mealtime and developing good habits around family dinners and stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Nutrition Nugget 64, we did importance of family meals. And then we have interviewed a few guests on like Dr. Carrie Heeneman on eating together, episode 69. That's a really good one. And then how to raise healthy families with Amy Staheli, episode 111. So that's another one we'll put in the show notes. Yeah, I mean, there's the other ripple effect is, you know, we mentioned the not chewing adequately. So you're, you know, swallowing big chunks of food, and that actually can be a choking hazard. So large unchewed pieces can increase your risk of actually choking on that food.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Have you got any tips for how to slow down?
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Do you have any tips?
Well, I guess just being aware that it's something to pay attention to. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, like I said, probably have no idea they're eating fast, you know, especially if they're eating alone a lot of times. You got no one to compare with, but be mindful of if you are eating with someone, are you the first one done all the time? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a good clue for you.
Mm-hmm.
And are you mindful of the process of putting the food in your mouth and chewing it and tasting it and that whole process? If you focus on that and you're paying attention to that, it usually makes you slow down, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. Even like placing the utensils down on the plate between every bite.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So, like, actually, you know, take a bite, put your fork down, chew for a bit.
Eat with chopsticks.
Maybe for some people. Yeah.
No, it definitely helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
I read something somewhere too that said to eat with your opposite hand, because it's kind of the equivalent of eating with chopsticks. You're just less practiced with that hand, you know, for eating, and
great idea.
less dexterity with it.
I like that.
So it'd be kind of different.
That, yeah, and also like counting your chews. I think that's a bit
too much, I think. Yeah.
But I mean, you could do it just to see, you know, just to monitor yourself, to see like with that study, 5 mouthfuls a minute when you listen to upbeat music or like staccato, like,
yeah,
I'm thinking like rap or like really aggressive music or like really lively music.
The dance club.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then 3 mouthfuls per minute with the slow melodies. And then 4 mouthfuls per minute with no music. So it would be interesting to just, you know.
Yeah, put some music on. See.
That's the other takeaway. Maybe listen to slow music.
You think of a fancy restaurant, they've always got kind of like slow, soft music in the background.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of.
No, true,
right?
True. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Also, like just sipping your drink, whatever drink you're having, between bites. So having a sip, put your fork down, chew. So, and then just, you know, definitely eliminate the distractions. So turning off the device and being more present with your meal. And, you know, it's hard to like talk about this because it's like we've been eating since we're born and it's just such a human nature and we're on autopilot. But that's why we're talking about it, because the fact that the health risks include a lot of the most common chronic diseases in North America, like obesity, digestive issues, metabolic syndrome, which is higher blood pressure, higher blood sugars, higher cholesterol.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And to think that there's possibly intergenerational aspect to it, right?
Yeah, true.
So I think that's important to recognize. And like you said, be aware, you know, like the study, like parent, like child, you know, data suggests that children will mimic and imitate their parents. And so it's like a ripple effect there.
Yeah.
I think another thing to do is eat at the dining room table or eat together somewhere that's kind of like an established place where you eat together in your home, not on the couch or at your desk is what I mean.
Right.
So like if you're eating, you know, at a place where you're gathering, even if it's like eat on the floor because you're doing a picnic or like, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like signifies that this is a special occasion. And I mean, obviously, you don't have to do this every time, but if you're aware that maybe you do eat too fast and maybe these are some root causes that are happening for you and the ripple effects of your health, that, make more of an effort or prioritize these ideas for your whole family's health.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess you can also get smaller portions. Like if you're, when you're building your meal or for your kids or everybody at the table, putting a bit less food on the plate will maybe help with, they're not going to rapidly gulp it all down.
Yeah. How does hunger factor in? Because I'm thinking if you show up at the dinner table and you're ravenous, you're going to inhale your food way faster because you're hungry.
Absolutely. That's why when we talked about the hunger scale on episode 119, it's really good to check in and see, like, before you start eating, check in with yourself, like look at your internal cues and think, okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, and 0 being like, I am ravenous, and 10 is like, we just had our Thanksgiving meal and I'm so overstuffed. I have to lie on the couch and, unbutton my pants or whatever. So if you skip meals and if you're not eating regularly, you're more likely to get to 0 or like be super hungry coming into a meal, which makes you eat faster. Like you said, you're going to eat faster. So then you're going to probably consume more calories because you might go for seconds or thirds or, like eat faster. You're going to eat more. And then it kind of just throws off the balance of your, eating meals and snacks. Like if you just eat quickly and you're like eating so fast because you're so hungry, then you can easily eat, not chew well and end up feeling quite bloated and stuffed.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, good point. That's like a big reason that people eat fast is if they haven't eaten in a long time and they're really hungry and the food tastes great.
Yeah, exactly. I know I've been guilty of that a few times.
But... we all have. I mean, it's like human nature, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, and if you're a person who celebrates that you eat fast, or like all your friends say, oh, you really eat fast, or you've been in like the hot dog eating contest and trying to eat as much as you can, like that gives you an idea of the awareness of that. Okay, this might be an issue. This might be a problem in the future.
Right. It's not, I mean, it's a novelty, but it's not a novelty that's going to be good for you down the road.
It's kind of like, remember we talked about sleep and the importance of sleep, and they did the sleep study where the study participant had to like stay awake for all that time. And, I think in our culture also it's celebrated to like not
need sleep.
Yeah. Not need sleep. Like basically not, you don't get your 8 hours sleep and
you've got that many more hours of productive time.
Exactly.
Because we got to get stuff done.
That's right. It's part of our North American culture and just the way our lifestyle is, and prioritizing work, making money, being busy, being productive. And there's like all these ripple effects about like how quickly we're eating and how it can actually cause, metabolic syndrome and obesity and weight problems and digestive issues like heartburn. And, it's just amazing how it's all connected.
I've said this before too, and it's so true, but we don't schedule our meals typically, unless it's like a dinner or something like that. But lunch, breakfast, we don't write in our calendar, I'm going to have breakfast from 8 till 9.
Right.
It's not even on your calendar probably. So you're thinking of the next thing you have to do, and you have to squeeze in some food in between, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we're eating fast, because we don't make time to have a nice slow paced meal.
No, exactly. Exactly. And it is. I mean, everybody's scheduled, like overscheduled in the family too, right? Because
Oh, for
the
sure.
kids are all in different activities, soccer and music and whatever. And you're, you kind of rush through the meal, or you have to have a plan about what we're eating for the week because it's so busy.
I think we said enough. People get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Slow down. Enjoy your food. Sorry, I'm just, do you have more to say? No. Okay.
No, I think there was a lot that we talked about here.
Yeah. People are like, okay, I get it. Well, slow down.
I know. We all do it. I do it too. I eat at my desk at lunch sometimes.
You're right. We all do it, but it's good to be aware of it and, slow changes and if you are going to eat at your desk, at least eat slow at your desk.
And maybe turn off the
Be
email.
Mindful. Yeah.
Don't look at the computer when you're eating.
Yeah.
Look out the window or look at the wall or whatever.
Look at the wall. Sit at your desk and look at the wall.
I did an experiment. I remember in one of the workshops, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. It was around eating disorders, and we had to do a mindful eating experiment and basically like have one little morsel of food and like take 5 minutes to really, well, take a long time, more than that probably. I can't remember the details, but it made you savor the food, to like think about the texture, the flavor, the color, like all your senses around just eating that food. And it just helped with recognizing that eating can be a very like sensual process.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can be very, like you're using your senses, right? But I think a lot of times when we're rushing from meeting to activity or whatever, we are not tapping into our senses when we are having a meal.
I don't think we're taught to eat like that. I think we're taught to hurry up and finish because we got to get on to the next thing. Or when you're finished your meal, there's something good waiting, so then you rush through.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like you said, it comes back to that's just the nature of our culture here in North America. And something to be aware of and try to make some changes because it does have impacts on your overall health.
Great.
So there you go. If you're looking for some more great tips, check out our website. It's mywifethedietitian.com. You can join up for our weekly newsletter. That's free to join as well. And if you have questions like our listener did today, you can email us at mywifetherd@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Feel free to reach out to us there as well. And if you're liking the show, let us know. Love hearing your comments, your feedback. Rating and reviewing is super helpful for us too. It's all good. And if you like the show, I bet your friends would too. So be sure to share with them. So that is it for this episode. We'll be back on Thursday with Nutrition Nuggets. So until then, slow down when you eat. Go enjoy your food. And have a fantastic week. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.